Good afternoon and Happy New Year, St. Louis, Missouri, Topeka, Kansas, Greenville, Mississippi, Miami Beach, Florida, Sacramento, California, Chicago, Illinois, Denver, Colorado, Moscow, Idaho, Russia, Idaho, Detroit, Michigan, Hampton, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Cincinnati, Ohio, Buffalo, New York, and Kansas, Missouri, home of the Kansas City Chiefs, who will be playing this afternoon. We're going to launch with some Zimmer comments for a whole new year, January the 7th, 2023. My name is Aaron Fowlkes, your host and creator along with Elder Lyles. And how you doing, Red?
Fine.
And how's the family?
Fine.
And we were talking earlier, you said that our little choir directors are a whole year old now.
Oh, yeah, they something else.
Well, that's what normally numbers say. And also, Brother Scott Owen. How you doing, Scott?
I'm too blessed to be distressed.
Yeah, Scott, you always going to say that because that's how, you always approach a life like that. And also, Scott, while we're away, you did some things in your life that you got into real estate business. You got a certificate this past. What was that about?
Well, I decided to go into real estate. Got my license in beginning of October, and in December I got a certification in military relocation, so I can help military retired and veterans get good houses.
Amen.
Well, that's one thing now, because the veterans don't get enough respect, and that's that's a whole other thing that we can talk about. But respecting our people for us, there's not enough that being done. And also, later on today, we'll be joined by Scott DeBow, who's also part of our team. But right now, you listen to Lunch with the Liberty Commerce for a beautiful January 7th, 2023. My name is Aaron Fowlkes, and this broadcast from beautiful North County and South County, and then even so in North St. Louis City, and also from Warren, Missouri. So we want to thank you for joining us this beautiful day. Without further ado, we have prayer of Elder Lyles, who's a pastor of the Walnut Park Chapel Baptist Church located at 5547 Middle Avenue. I'm kind of rare. Used to be in these missionary Baptist, so I'm used to saying that Baptist over the years. I apologize. The Walnut Park Bible Chapel Church located at 5547 Middle Avenue. That's in Los Angeles. At 6120. We have prayer with Elder Lyles and stuff in New York. Council of Walnut Park Bible Chapel Church is located at 55. And that's in the Walnut Park area naturally. But without further ado, the next one, you can be that of the Elder Lyles, who's the pastor of the Walnut Park Baptist Church. With the 6120. Rev, what do you have for us, sir?
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we continue to thank you for a wonderful gospel. How that Christ died for our sin, was buried, and rose again. As you continue to believe it to the saving of the soul, continues to make heaven your home before you sleep and after you sleep. Heavenly Father, we are already seated in heavenly places in Christ Jesus. Our name is written in the Lamb Book of Life. And Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless the sick all over in the universe, Heavenly Father. Let them know that you're still on the throne, which you have, because you woke us all up this morning. Without you, we can do nothing. Save, Lord, save. You can't do nothing without Christ. Whether you think so or not. They think they're waking themselves up, but they ain't. It's God waking up everybody.
Every day.
Yes, sir. And I just pray that this lesson that we read, to help the individuals out so they can continue to grow in grace and the knowledge of the truth of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen, Rev. I thank you so much for those words, because right now we all cannot do nothing without the man above. So that's all, Rev.
What I'm talking about is this present world system.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
This is First John, the second chapter, and verse 15. In the forewriting for the top, it said, "The children must not love the present world," and this is why they must not love the present world, because of the wickedness that's in the world. All these words that I'm gonna read are the wickedness that's in every individual in the world, whether they saved or unsaved. It's in all of us.
Okay.
It just says which one. If you're working for Christ, you're gonna work with grace and truth. If you're working for evil, you're gonna work for these other this present is in the world where it said, "Love not the world." Now the works of the flesh, that's the world, which are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, immolation, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envy, murderers, drunkenness, reveling, such like of which I tell before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things should not inherit the kingdom of God. Those are those things that's in every individual in the world. Because if you're a sinner, those in you. If you're not a sinner, they're gone out of you. Because you're working with Christ, you're working with grace and truth. But with sin, this is in all of them, from the president on down. Okay, it's a such thing that said, the world is weary. That's why you shouldn't love this present world. The feelings are showing a fatigue from an abiding with the life of the world, material pleasures. See, that's why you must not love the world, because they get tangled up with all this flesh. That's why all these telephones out here that they got, that ain't number wickedness, because it takes you away from what you really need to be doing. It has good points and bad. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just letting you know what's wicked. Keep your mind stayed on the Lord, because we walk by faith and not by sight. Look at John's 2 and 15 said, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever." Now, in this, when it said, "Love not the world," here's something to help you out. Look at Romans 12:2. This is another reason why you shouldn't love the world. Romans 12 and verse 2. "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Galatians, it's another point. Galatians 1:4. Let's go there. Galatians 1 and verse 4 says this: "Who gave himself for our sins, that he might deliver us from this present evil world, according to the will of God and our Father." Talking about Jesus Christ. That's why you need to be born again. All right, James 4:4. Another point. James 4 and verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, that's male and female, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. The world system cosmos. Look at 1 John 3:13.
Little John here. Little John.
Little John, that's the three John. First, second, and third John. This is the 1 John and verse 13. 3:13 says this. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. See, the world hates believers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't love the believers. I want y'all to know that. That's why I say, don't you get tangled up with the world, because the world don't love you. Look at John 7:7. St. John.
Okay, Big John.
Yeah, St. John 7:7. There's another point. 6, 7, 7 says, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testified of it, that the works thereof are evil. That's Jesus Christ talking there. That's why when you're born again, the world do not love you. Don't get up in that mess. Revelation 3. Turn to Revelation 3 and some more. Revelation 13, verse 3 to 8. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wonder after the beast. That's talking about them people that are unsaved, unbelievers. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemings. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth should worship him, whose name are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Now the cosmos is talking about the cosmos summary. It says, in the sense of the present world system, the ethical bad sense of the word refers to the order and arrangement under which Satan has organized the world of unbelieving mankind upon his cosmic principle of force, greed, selfishness, ambition, and pleasure. Matthew 4 and verse 8 and 9. Let's go see what Matthew 4 and verse 8 and 9 said. Matthew 4. Verse 8 and 9. Again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain. This is when the devil was tempting Jesus Christ in the wilderness and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Now, look at John 12:31. Go back to John 12 and verse 31. Now is the judgment of this world. Now should the prince of this world be cast out. Let's talk about the devil. That's why you should love the world. The world is set up on the devil's principle. And all these beings out here that's unbelievers, they're under the influence of the devil. That's why we can't get nothing done in this universe. Let me see. Let me go on some more. Look at 14. John 14, verse 30. Hereafter, I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and had nothing in me. The prince of this world is on his way here too, just like Jesus Christ is on his way back. But Jesus Christ got to come back first before the prince take up his matter, because in Revelation, that's talking about after the church is gone. Now, John 18, verse 36, Jesus answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. See there, that's why, Jesus came in the world to save sinners. He didn't come to save to change the world. He came to save sinners out of the world, to be changed to him. That's why you need to be born again. Yes, sir. Ephesians 2:2. That's why you must not love this world. Ephesians 2:2. It said, wherein in time past ye walk according to the course of this world. That's before you were born again. You was walking through the course of this world. According to the prince of the power of the air. Whether you believe it or not, Satan was ruling it and super ruling in your life, whether you think so or not. When you was unsaved, he was doing that. The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Did you raise a lot of hell when you was out there in the world? Come on, look what I did. All this and that. That ain't of the Lord. That ain't nothing but of the devil in yourself. Yes. All right, now we gonna go to 1 John. I read that already, 2-15. But this world system is imposing and powerful with armies and fleet. It's often outwardly religious, scientific, culture, elegant, but see things with natural commercial rivalries and ambition is upheld in any real crisis by armed force and is dominated by satanic principle. I'm gonna stop there, Aaron. That should be enough to give them something to think about.
Well, Rev, I have to admit, okay, that you start off, okay, with a whole lot of stuff, okay, that included everybody, okay, which is a good thing that everybody know. There are no exceptions, okay, and what's going on here, you know, that we all equal to each other. We just have to make our difference by our actions that we do. Amen. And how we approach things, you know what I'm saying? We just put the wrong way or the right way. And there is a right and wrong way in life. And I think right here the Bible tells you, in fact, then that's actually a repeat of the Ten Commandments almost, but there's a little bit more things to it, really. And I think that's something we all need to be cognizant of.
So I just wanted to give them some information, let them know that it's crooks out here. It's crooks in this whole system. This system ain't for you. It ain't for white, black, red, orange, yellow. It ain't for none of that. It's only for the devil.
Yeah,
and his demons.
Yes. Yeah, Rick, yes. Well, Rick, we're going to circle back to that a little bit in a little while, but I want to thank you so much for the reading of the word and the scripture that come from the Bible. I like to the words into the pages, changing from subject to subject, text to text. From word on word, line on line, from every teacher that you teach. I want to thank you for joining us today on the first day of the year, Saturday of the year. My name is Aaron Fowlkes, that's real mascot. My name is not to the Missouri Chamber of Commerce. Got to get out of here, sir.
Hey,
Welcome back to Lunch with the Missouri Chamber of Commerce on a beautiful Saturday here in St. Louis. In the last couple weeks, we had some crazy weather, but now we are, I guess, weather is back again. After all that, we just have December 22nd, and we do have weather, but we shall see how this plays out here. Anyway, as we face a new year, we actually again continue to pray for all the families right now. Continue to read about the over 101 million families, who have contacted COVID. They got a lot of different forms out of here. And the bad part about all of that, what was going on prior to the COVID-19 breakouts from it, over 1 million and almost 1,200,000. That's 1,200,000 people have passed away, and then we'll never see us again. So we pray for all of those and their family members within the year 2023. Back where we were a couple of years ago. Actually, again, as people now start to wear face masks, they've been required. And in most places you go now, like in government buildings here in St. Louis, they require you to wear K95 face mask now, not just any face mask. And then the hospital will get more careful about what you wear there. So again, in doctor's office and out of business now. And so for a while here we had this thing called the triple threat. But right now the cold is society, respiratory problems are kind of under control. And guess what? The COVID-19 is taking the lead all over again. So again, please. When I say taking the lead again, that means there are more people dying now from COVID-19 than had been, and the numbers are going up. And more people get sick from it. And because statistics said that can be verified. So when we actually get, please wash your hands. That's something that you will learn as a kid. So we should know how to do. Automatically wash your hands, no matter how many times you go to the bathroom. Just wash your hands before you handle your food. Because you got kids in their house, they go to school, they're back to school now, So again, we actually again continue to wear a face mask. Get you a good face mask, and use it and go places you don't want in the crowd. That's okay. But you don't want to get sick, especially if we have an eye. In our 70s, you definitely do not want to get sick. Because right now, we're the ones that's taking it to heart. Again, and also, whenever you can, practice social distancing. That means when people start coughing, step away. Or either back away a little bit. But I guarantee you, this will be a lesson that you will never forget. And I'm very proud to say that this past week, if you've been watching any type of TV, it's been hard not to watch what's been going on in the United States Hospital. About as we normally, we have not had a problem for the last 100 years in electing a speaker. This takes place every 2 years. When the people that get elected in the House every 2 years, they have to be reelected. When they do, you always get a new leader, which is who had the most Democrats of the Democrats and Republicans. And this year, the Republicans won out by the majority. And so now that they're trying to elect their speaker, their leader, we have gone last night. It took over 200 up to 15 ballots of voting and all types of strategies. And I will admit, I learned so much about all the powers that the Speaker of the House has and how those different things affect everybody, about how the rule changes and how they're bargaining for different things, for themselves, for community assignments and stuff. And I just thank God that I've been able to see this, and it's been amazing just to watch it. And I will say now, that last night on the 15th ballot, Congressman McCarthy from California won, but not without watching some grown people actually almost come to blows. We saw one man had his mouth covered up. And I'm saying this was a fight that we never saw. Matter of fact, something like this has never taken place. It was just for the fifth longest in our history that we had to go this long to elect a speaker. But at the end of the day, it's good for government to see how it works, And another thing, that's for you people who watch the different news channels. Normally on the House of Representatives, you only see certain pictures, so they have rules where the cameras can go. And so yesterday, this week I should say, cameras wouldn't really want to go where they actually were. And I had to retreat. Right now, it's saying all that Kevin McCarthy will be the speaker for the next 3 years. And he replaces Nancy Pelosi. And also, Kaheen Jeffries will be the majority leader of the 2012 Democrats. And so, having said that, we thank you so much for watching that, learning from that. And also, one of the things I'm very proud to say is that Miss Cheryl Johnson of Louisiana, she was a clerk to all of this, a black woman, first black woman, to oversee the fifth longest vote tally in American history. And so she's proud of what she did. I'm proud of her. Just to watch the whole thing. But this will be an issue in the next 2 years. And you're in the House of Representatives as we watch new routes changes come into play. Just for the record, okay, in City of Illinois, we have a new population there of 12.67 million people living in Illinois and in Missouri. We have, excuse me, in Missouri we have 6.68 million people in our state. But overall, in the United States itself, we have now 331.9 million people who live in this country. So right now, we all got to work together. And also, we can thank, you for making lunch and look like you can comment before I just shared this. So there's 1 to 3:30, 3 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time, it's been a blessing to be with you. So if we haven't said thank you before, thank you now. So now I haven't said all that. No matter where you live at now, again, we ask you to so listen to your doctor and what changes are taking place with COVID-19 goals. And also, yesterday, as we watched what was going on in the house there, it's also the second anniversary of the overthrow of our government during the country, during the count of the electoral college votes. That's when it was stopped. And we went back and laid on that evening and got it done. But our country was under siege. Matter of fact, we all watched it ourselves. It was something that I watched it a few years ago. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But thank God that yesterday and today we are seeing our House of Representatives, everyone sitting there peacefully, calmly, feeling safe. Thanks to the security, not only the Capitol Police, but all type of security that we have with our government nowadays. So we thank God that we are now looking at peace. Things are, we're watching. As we look back, in violent mob of insurrections, assaulting law enforcement, vandalized sacred halls, hunting down election officials, all for the purpose of the attempt to overthrow the will of the people, and the effective peaceful transfer of power. That's a quote from Vice President Biden yesterday, as he honored the people that was the security people there, the guards, the National Guard, also some workers, who had taken on a lot of heat, especially the people that are down in Georgia. The lady in the Florida, who actually was leaving their home. Black ladies who were just working in holes like they normally did. And all of a sudden they were all on TV. And that was something bad. And by fact, the January 6th committee appointed by the USA Representatives almost 19 months ago, well, they ended the investigation with a recommendation to overhaul the Electoral Count Act. And what this was here is that what we saw last 2 years ago won't happen again, because it was a ceremonial position the vice president had to do what he did. And so since that time, we have learned about the electoral colleges, how they supposed to operate, when they operate for profit and when they don't operate properly. And we have seen how states have changed all types of voting rules since that time. And also the beauty of this 845-page document that they produce now, it's available for everybody to get a copy of it. And also, please, if you get a chance, read some of the amendments and the transcripts that weren't put into the 185 pages. They tell a real story about all the things that took place. That this is our government, because everything that took place, by the way, people who were working in Congress in D.C., they were all being paid by us. We paid all the bills. Everything that took place. It was the United States taxpayers. You say, how do I do that? Well, your income tax. You go someplace, you buy a car, you buy a house, you buy groceries, you buy clothing. There's always a tax, okay, that's going to go to the federal government. Now, your money that you spend. So you, me, and I, and all our people in our lives, we are the ones that actually pay for this. So again, you know watch how your money is being spent, and how you can control it, not just for your own household, But right now, we just thank you so much. As we look around, there'll be another year. A lot of good things taking place. Right now, the gas price is going down. We're looking at now, having the only thing that's kind of bad, okay, is the interest rate continue to go up. But again, that's how more people are working than there were before. They have more jobs than there were before. And so people right now are really not looking for work again. I mean, they're quite content. They made more money before while they were off. And a lot of jobs, people are getting laid off again now. And that's not exactly a good thing either. And then that takes place, okay. Those jobs that you got, and I should say, they're paying less now than they were before. And one thing that we need to keep in mind in social media, about a year ago this time, Twitter was owned by a man out of, I think it was Missouri, Mr. Dorsey. Well, as we all know, he sold that company to Elon Musk, who was the richest man in the world. Well, since that time, he's done all type of crazy stuff. He's fired people. He laid people off. He suspended people. He just been it's a whole new world. Matter of fact, he lied to us. He said, "Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. If you guys don't like the way I'm running this, okay, let me know, and I'm going to do a poll. If you vote against me, I'm going to step down." Well, everyone voted, get out of here, right? Just step down. So again, that's one thing, and not only has this country been all people, almost all companies right now are bracing for change that's taking place. And the change that they're bracing for is what's about to take place in D.C. So right now, we just thank God, okay, that we get to watch all this and see how it works. And something we hadn't even talked about, I know you've been watching, over in Ukraine, the war has continued. It's kind of shifted the way it has been going. Because now you notice that the Russians have been losing more. They're no longer are they fighting, to tank. Trying to storm the cities. Now they just sit back bombing, using new technology. Well, one of the things that's about to change is you watch the news. There was a ceasefire that was asked for by Putin for the religious holiday, but that didn't take place. And they continued to bomb, and that was like a ploy. But going into the new year, you're going to see more and more countries supplying Ukraine with more heavy artillery. But that means, okay, long-range missiles, okay, we can now hit Russia. And they're sort of hit them on a regular basis, okay? And that's right now, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I kind of feel at the end of the day, Putin probably will be, as he's forced to change his ways, come to the table. But the only thing that Real just said a few minutes ago, prayer is the only thing that we know right now. Is there anything right now to change that? Right, Real? Right. And so again, we ask you to pray for the people in Ukraine. It's winter time there, and it's getting colder. And as though we have our heat here, we're going to pray for those who don't have heat. One of the things also that
hey, something else, however?
Yes, sir.
It's nothing new under the sun. And all them diseases that they talk about, they new diseases, like they say COVID-19 is new. It ain't new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It's already been here. It's all worked up with this evil. They just said it's worse than what it was.
Now, Rev, you're right about that now. The other part about that, Rev, is that we just have to understand that and just be aware that we have to be ourselves cognizant of what we're doing, and how it's affecting us. And also, while we talk about, on the foreign, but while we were away, the WNBA basketball star, she was released, and she is home now. So again, that's something for all of us to pray for. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to say that she's home with her family. There's some people still over there that will be released in due time. But right now, we're happy to see that she's home. And also, Rep.
But you know who brought her back, Ira?
Come on,
the people didn't do it. God did it.
Yeah. Well, see, he worked it out.
Yes, sir. That's who did it. God. Anything good happening to people in here to benefit them while they'll look to him for glory and honor, he's in it. All this other mess, God ain't in it.
Yep, you're right about that. And I thank God that that he can do what he said he can do.
Amen.
When he want to do it.
Yes, we can.
And so, having said that, as we look to this new year, one of the other good news thing that took place here that we all had to be so happy was this past Monday night on Monday Night Football. A young man, 24 years old, was playing football and was hit in his chest, and he lay on the field. Well, I can't say paralyzed. He actually, for a while, his voice stopped beating. And the whole country, all the football world, they all stopped. And Lamar Hamlin, we're happy to say today, he's alive. Thanks to the medical team that came out there and gave him muscle resuscitation. And all this took place where on a football field before people who were watching Monday Night Football, including myself and other people. And we all watched it, how emotion was. And for the first time, a game was stopped. The players decided to walk off the field. They could come back on the field because the emotion was so great. But since that time, and also he was resuscitated. Now, if you've been a medic, you know what resuscitation means. That means you actually did.
They don't have no vital sign, and you get them back. But God is the one behind to make them come back. Elijah was the first one to ever did CPR in the Bible.
Yeah, so it's nothing new, but it works again. So it's a method it twice that night. But thank God through the prayers are blessings out here. I always say here. Yesterday he was alive, well in his hospital bed, talking to his teammates, he's about to get off the breathing machine. That is a miracle. So right now, this year, miracles do take place. And that keep as alive. Okay? And also, by the way, the game that was stopped will not be replayed. It was a no contest. And so
he got a testimony too. He give God the glory for that, because God brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to think so or not, God brought him back.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes. And also, while we have this conversation right now, today, U.S. and Mexican immigrant officials are set to meet in El Paso, Texas today. And then they're meeting today because President Biden will make a first official visit to the border to take an office. He may meet, and like now, we've been held up on the change at the border because what President Trump had passed, I think it was number 42. There was one that was forbidding, during the COVID-19 time, if you had the integrals and you set a rule. Well, thank God that President Biden has with the new rules that for us to go by, and in those.
Ira?
How are you cut off?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please stand by while we get Ira back on to the radio here. Okay.
Chairman Congress, a little small glitch there, technology, but we're coming back on it before. But now we have the mayor of Ferguson, Missouri, Mayor Ella Jones. She was the first black mayor of Ferguson, Missouri, and she's now up for a re-election. So, Madam Mayor, welcome to the show again.
Well, thank you, Ira, for inviting me to be on the show today. And I'm excited to be here. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Same to you.
I hear someone else, and Happy New Year to you, too.
Yeah, that's the preacher.
Hello, Pastor. How you doing?
All right.
That's Pastor Lyles, and we got Scott here, plus the engineer and owner of the station.
How are you today, Meyer?
Hello.
Hello. Good to hear from you.
Yes, it's good to be back on the radio station with you all.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Oh, of
and
course.
a Happy New Year.
Yes, we did. Thank you.
Matter of fact, I'm going to tell on Scott, and I forgive him, okay? His pie is still in the freezer, by the way.
Oh, what?
Right, well, you can't enjoy us, okay? The real guy here, I know Scott was a busy camper, okay? So sometime soon I will see him, and I will take care of all my favorite people, their pie.
Well, look forward to it.
Yeah, that pie was good, too. My wife told everybody that it was good.
Well, you don't want to hear my story about the pie.
Well, I want to tell it, but if you want to tell it, you can, okay?
Well, my daughter loves Ira's white pie, so she always makes some and send them to my daughter for Christmas and for Thanksgiving. So my daughter saved one of the pies that I brought to her house for Thanksgiving. So we were going to New Orleans for Christmas. The whole family was meeting up in New Orleans, and we challenged each other to a sweet potato bake-off. So my daughter said, okay, Mom, I'm going to wrap up my pie, and I'm going to bring it down to New Orleans. She flew in, and by the time she got there, the pie was thawed out, and she put it in the oven. And everybody in the house, they just loved it. They tasted it. They said, oh, the pie is delicious. So on Christmas, everyone else had their pie. And so when everybody was sampling the pie, they like, no, the pie Marlita bake is delicious. We want that pie. And so she won the sweet potato cook-off. So they would say, well, Marlita, what you put in your pie? And I said, oh, it's a St. Louis secret.
It's that Mississippi River water.
Yeah, so we took the first white pie, made it our pie for the cook-off. So it was a lot of fun, but everybody enjoyed it.
Well, that's a whole idea, Madam Mayor. We know she does that. That's a work of love, and we don't tell the people. We just have fun with the pies, and like I said, that's a blessing to see people's face. And I tell her, like you told the church the other day about what you had done, and she just cracked up. But then she said, "Oh, the high point of my day." We were talking the other day about that.
Right.
But this is a work of love. But anyway, having said that, now, well, let me ask you this question: you've been in office 4 years now, okay? And so now, let me ask you a question: how has Ferguson changed since you've been there?
Well, I've been in office 3 years as mayor, and the first thing we have to do, we're accomplishing more with the consent decree. The consent decree is the United States of America, the DOJ, the Department of Justice, versus the city of Ferguson due to the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. So we were supposed to be in a consent decree for 5 years and 2 years probation. And right now we are in the 6th year of the consent decree. We have not completed it, but we're working in good faith with the Department of Justice. Every quarter we go to federal court, and the judge listens to how much Ferguson Police Department has progressed. The courts and the DOJ can can contest to what we're doing along with the monitor. So we're coming along pretty good. There are some things we need to do for the police department, such as get a trainer for the police department. So we're working diligently on that. So that is a big plus.
When you said training, if you're not aware, in the last year there have been some changes in the police department, though. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the changes, of course, we have Frank McCall, who retired from Berkeley, and he became our chief after Chief Moss and Chief Armstrong decided to go back to their various homes. So Frank McCall stepped up. On yesterday, we promoted 2 people to captain, a female and a male, and so that's perfect because we never had a female African American woman as a captain, so now we do. So those are big changes in the police department. We have 4 cadets going to the academy starting this month who are young women who want to be in law enforcement. And that's something you don't find too often, people who want to be in law enforcement. So we're doing good on that, and we just working to continue to move forward. Of course, you know, we have a new city manager. He's from Colorado. His name is Eric Osterberg. He's a very young man, enthusiastic, has a lot of energy. He knows the job. He knows the subject matter. So we're excited about Eric coming in and improving some of the office that we have, like Public Works. There, you know, their morale is up. We have code enforcement. Before our code enforcement was about 1 or 2. Now we have 4 to 6. They all driving cars. They're uniformed. They have a camera on. So they're here to continue to serve the city of Ferguson and help people keep their property up. You know, a lot of people get mad if code knocks on their door, but it should be a welcome. Oh, okay, they'll let me know that my property needs to be taken care of. You know, sometimes we see something so often, we take a blind eye to it. But when someone comes and point it out to us, we should be excited to the point that, okay, I need to take care of this, because it not only makes my house look bad, but it makes the whole neighborhood look bad. So we want to keep our neighborhoods up. So I'm glad we have a full staff of code working for the city of Ferguson.
That's the first time you had that many at one time.
Say what now?
That's the first time you had that many people working in code.
Oh yeah, it is the first time we had that many people in the code. So, and you know, we need to get back to taking care of our homes, taking care of our neighborhoods, beautifying our neighborhoods. You know, I was talking to a young man on yesterday, and he told me, he said, Mayor, I was born and raised in Ferguson, but I see people cutting down a lot of trees. I said, because, you know, you have to take care of a tree. You just can't let a tree just grow all over.
Oh, no.
And it'll get a disease and it'll die fast. So, but we're slowly working back to keeping our neighborhoods beautiful in some parts and not in all.
Well, you know, Mayor Ferguson, okay, people who've been there, you know, we all know they have so many great big trees in the neighborhood that you drive around, you know, and trees just make a difference on the street, you know? and they get old. And sometimes you got to kind of put it, sometimes storms come along, and we have been hitting a lot of storms to the lake at high winds, and they got to make sure that those trees are safe.
Right, you have to take care of the trees. You do.
Okay, now the fire department, we're going to talk a little about how the fire department is doing.
The fire department is good. The fire department is the rescue people. They're always going to have their numbers on top. They're always working in the neighborhood. Our Chief Hampton, he always makes certain that we have an opportunity to have Affinia Health come in and give out booster shots for residents or anyone who in North County want to have a booster shot.
Okay.
We had major COVID testing, so just because people think COVID is over with, it's really not. And they still need to take their booster shots and make certain that, they cover up real good.
Well, you talk about COVID, okay? I know a lot of businesses. Matter of fact, by the way, I'm going to commend you almost every other, at least a couple times a month, okay? You got new businesses that come into there. And now, that's a good thing there in Ferguson. That people not running, they come into Ferguson, not running away from Ferguson.
Yeah, people are coming to Ferguson. Right now we have at least 156 businesses that have started up in Ferguson in the last 3 to 5 years. And
that's a blessing.
Right, and the newest restaurant to open up on Suburban and Florissant Road is Elicious. Elicious is a Southern style restaurant. It serves breakfast and brunch, and it has been overflowing ever since. And then you have Drake's Place, who was on the television working with the chef to create new cuisine for their restaurant. You also have the Brew House, who brews his own beer, and so that's a big popular place. And you have King of Soul. They have the best catfish. If you love catfish, go to King of Soul. And you have your Drake's Place. We have Hallelujah. We have catering services that come in. So South Florissant Road is moving. It's began to flourish. Also, the West Florissant Avenue, that corridor, we have county executive work with the 3 mayors, Mayor Reggie of Elwood, Mayor Yolanda Austin of Jennings, and myself. Went after a bill grant. We had been going after that grant for a long time, and we secured $18.3 million to renovate West Florissant. So that's coming in late 2024.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So we're working to make our city the best place anybody will want to be, best place to work, best place to stay, and the best place to play. So.
Well, people, Madam Mayor, the people appreciate what is taking place there, because when you have businesses starting, that means your population is going to increase also.
Yes. Yeah, and we're working with the apartments owners. We have Versailles, Pleasant View Gardens, North Winds, Park Ridge. We're working with these owners to ensure that the apartments are very habitable for people to live in and live in comfortably. So all around, we're just working to keep our city moving forward.
Also, Mayor, I know one of the things that on the last time we had talked a little bit about the makeup of the city council. How is the makeup? Is that changing? Any members on that?
Well, the council in Ward 1 and Ward 2 and Ward 3, everything is equal. We have an African American and a white person serving in each ward. But on February the 7th, a group of citizens got together to recall one of the council people in Ward 2. So on September the 7th, there will be a vote to whether or not she's going to continue in that seat or she's going to be removed from that seat. So
I know I can talk about it a little bit. Okay, there was in the papers what was shared that that particular person, okay, was very introduce it to the city manager in public.
Yes.
And that was, I mean, you can always have the discussion in private, but it shouldn't be out. It shouldn't be in public, okay? And how long has she been on the council?
Oh, this is her second term. This is she's in her second term.
Okay. Okay. And now that you are for re-election, when did that date actually take place?
I'm up for re-election. The polls open at 6 a.m. on April the 4th, 2023, and close at 7 o'clock p.m. So that's the voting date, April the 4th, 2023. And when you're a registered voter of Ferguson, you can vote at any polling place in Ferguson. So the election is April the 4th, 2023.
And also, Madam Mayor, between now and then, correct me on something I like. I mentioned that the terms in Ferguson, they're for 3-year terms or 4-year terms.
The terms are 3 years. I can serve three-year terms. That's a total of 9 years. I'm going into my second term. When I be elected again on April 4th, 2023, I'll be entering my second term.
Okay. And does that same thing hold true for the council members also?
Yes, they have the same term limits. They can serve 3 years consecutively, which is 9 years also.
Now you said consecutive, okay? Just hypothetically speaking, okay? Let's say the former mayor or decide he want to run again for the council.
No, they normally don't do that.
So in terms of so now if they quit in advance, that the lady that's about to be recalled, she's recalled, she still have 1 term left, am I right?
Right. If they don't recall her, she still have 1 term left.
Okay. I'm what I learned about politics, okay, the rules make a lot of difference, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You
gotta follow the rules.
And I guess that brings me, okay, if you're in this country, if you're watching the TV around politics at all, okay, we all been watching. I'm sure some of us have the race to elect the Speaker of the House. It's been done. Go ahead.
Friday night, I believe they were on round 10. They had 10 rounds and they hadn't elected a Speaker at all.
Well, right now they did on round 15. Okay, during that time period, I was excited myself to see that we had a black lady that was the person that was actually running the whole show.
Yes.
George Johnson from Louisiana, by the way. Okay, and she did an excellent job in my opinion. And sometimes I thought she was partial when they were trying to hold the vote open. Sometimes, with that tradition, they do that. But watching some of the people who actually got a mirror almost came to blow.
Mm-hmm.
It was just amazing. Okay, now that's why I bring it up. Okay. Mainly we said because in your case there in Ferguson, we got like a president of the council, and so there are rules, okay, that he or she has to follow, and
exactly.
then negotiate on how that takes place. And so most of the fight the last couple of days have been about the rules that people want to have different committees behind the scenes. So what are your thoughts about as you see as this has played out, okay? In plain sight, it's been unbelievable.
It is. The government had to stop until we find a Speaker of the House. So they were jockeying for positions and not worrying about the citizens of the United States.
Egos.
Right. Nothing but ego.
You know, as Mayor, when we talk about that, that's like Ferguson shutting down for a whole week. You know what I mean? What would happen?
The people wouldn't stand for it because the people call City Hall every day. Some people come up there every day, shutting the city down for a whole week. Ooh, that's a lot. We didn't even shut down during COVID. We went to shorter hours, and we had the staff to rotate more. You know, one would come in from like 9 to noon, and the other would come in from noon to 5. So it's always somebody in the office. So, but the United States government, they didn't think that way. They were like, if we can't get who we want when we want, we're just going to keep on rolling as and just leave the United States without a government.
Yeah, but thank God, we were able to see, that the president and the speaker, I guess the minority leader in the House, McConnell, they were down in a bridge that was actually about to be rebuilt, and it came from what President Biden did. If you're not aware, he passed the first time in over 50 years, probably longer than that some of these bridges that we have, bridges and highways here, have not been repaired since then.
Right.
And that means the highway that we travel, people not aware that the first federal highway, which is Highway 70, actually begun right here in St. Louis, in St. George County. That was the start of that deal over almost 60 years ago. And so in that time period, Highway 70 has not had any major improvements, across the country. All the bridges that were built, I mean, some bridges are really in bad shape. Some are falling down. And so right now we saw this past week, with him in McConnell, that they were actually about to build a new bridge. And that's probably what I've been told, one of the biggest bridges in the whole country.
Yeah, our bridges are in bad shape. It's a shame we have to get to this point. But I'm listening.
So let me ask you a question, okay? There was a lot of improvements, that came in that bill. Did those things affect Ferguson?
Oh, of course, the improvement, the transportation bill, the infrastructure bill, yeah. It will come down. It'll come down from the state to the county to us. So all the municipalities should benefit from the infrastructure bill. And there are some other grants that municipalities can apply for on their own too. So we'll get our share.
Well, and that's money, okay. How did you guys come out, okay, in the COVID relief money? Did you get it from that?
Yeah, we did. We had to do some income recovery with the ARPA funding. We are working on better lighting in the neighborhood. Each homeowner in Ferguson can get a matching grant. They do over $1,000 worth of work to exterior to their home. The $300,000 we set aside for exterior improvement. That's all they have to do is show that, with a receipt that they spend this money on the exterior of their home, and they get $1,000 to match it.
Excuse me, Mayor. This is Scott. I was just wondering if there's a place on the online that people can learn about this.
Yeah, it's on the Ferguson website.
Okay, thank you.
It's on the Ferguson website, and it's the Ferguson Neighborhood Improvement Program is doing that with ARPA dollars.
Great, because I just became a real estate agent, and I'm sure that would be very interesting to my clients.
It is. It is very interesting and easy for them to qualify for it too.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, see, Mayor, I guess that's something we're talking about. So tell about some of the other benefits that businesses have when they move to Ferguson also. Since you got so many businesses that move out there, there got to be a reason to keep coming there.
Oh, wherever people keep moving here because we work to be neighbors to each other, and that's the most important thing. You want to live in a neighborhood where it may be an old saying, but you want to live in a neighborhood where everybody know your name, and you do. So the neighborhoods, we have really nice neighborhoods. The school system is good. The Ferguson Forest School District is, it's very good here. We have a library for the children, and the library does great work working with our children. Churches, we have so many different churches that worship under different religions, so it's a place for all. You can find something here in Ferguson that you would like, that will want you to stay. Even if you like these big century homes, we do have those too.
Well, one thing is okay that you mentioned there, that everybody knows your name, but that means that the children being raised in those neighborhoods, have, somebody looking out this city, because business raise a kid, and I do know, okay, in Ferguson, that you guys have a lot of programs through your recreation department. You got a new recreation department. One of your jewels in there is a lake. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have an excellent Parks and Recreation Department. Usually we have a fishing derby with
we're working on it. We're working on that. We're working on it. Okay. We gotta call and get a date.
Right. We usually have a fantastic fishing derby where the children who have never had an opportunity to learn how to fish get an opportunity to learn how to fish. And if they even catch a fish, they still will be rewarded for that. So that is a great program for our young people who want to learn how to fish. And then we have this big old October Spook Fest that goes on for the kids for Halloween.
Oh, wow.
And we do lighting of the Christmas tree the Saturday or the Sunday before Christmas at the 501 Plaza. They just had a big winter palazzo for the kids. They can ride the carriage around the Ferguson Community Center, take pictures with Santa Claus. So we make certain that we have something for every age kid. So that's a big plus. That Ferguson Recreation Department is really good.
Well, and it's getting better. That's a good part about
it. It keeps the families together.
One of the things, the lake that you have there is really a good walking path also for people who like to walk.
Yes. And then, we do have a program that they do every Saturday morning when the weather permits is walk around Ferguson. And they select a place where they're going to walk, and they just walk around Ferguson.
Wow. Okay. Mayor, one of the things everything that you describe in there tells you that you have a community that's safe, that people feel they're comfortable walking their streets. I mean, that the police department is doing their job, and that they have no problem, bringing their kids out, taking them, together and stuff. And that is a blessing all by itself.
It is. It truly, truly, it is.
And I think that's the thing that I just like about Ferguson, that since I call it took place years ago with Michael Brown, but that changed the whole world. Everybody in the whole world was talking about Ferguson, Missouri, and now they talk about Ferguson now, and they come there. I've been to all the time. They just amazed, how beautiful Ferguson is.
Right. People are amazed.
And you just mentioned there earlier on that there's a grant that you work with Mayor Jones and Mayor well, she's gonna get me. The mayor of Guinea. I didn't want to call. I wouldn't call her by her first name. Okay, Yolanda. Yeah, also okay. No, her husband and I go back to high school. There, we play football together. So that.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Chico was a center. I was a tackle, and all that good stuff. You know, so we take on the line together. We were twins back way back then. So and also, my son is also in politics. Also, he was ran for county council.
Yeah, Terry right now, he is the city administrator for Delwood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a very active young man in the community, and matter of fact, he's doing great things. Matter of fact.
Yes, he is active in the community.
You know, and another thing I'm excited about that in that quarter, okay, we didn't mention the mayor of Belfast neighbors also. A good friend of ours, the Rev over there, he's been in this community also. Mayor Pearson.
Oh yeah, Mayor Pearson. He's not too far. His church is in Delwood, and he is the mayor of Bell Fountain Neighbors. He had been doing a great work in Bell Fountain Neighbors and pastoring his congregation. So he has been doing great.
Yes. I'm saying that little quarter, okay. Now she said they didn't want to call it because the inner ring around St. Louis. It's been doing great.
Yeah. And our congresswoman, she just got reinstalled. Really? Yeah, her inauguration. So we are doing good in Ferguson. We're doing good in St. Louis. Can we do better? Of course we can do better. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to work together to keep moving forward.
Well, one of the things, Mayor, that we can always do better, okay? That's when we all work together.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing. As long as we work together, we're going to help each other. You know, like I said, no one is a mountain by themselves.
Exactly.
You know, and I think I have to commend you. Okay, you kind of stepped into a city that was really, I can't say it was in decline. It was like somewhat, in stress, so to speak, about the future of Ferguson. Even right now on West Florissant Avenue. That the grant that you guys got, so we had that whole stretch there. It's like the front door for down this way, for Jennings, okay, for Ferguson, Delwood, and all those. Matter of fact, it's the highway really to North County.
Right. It's going to be a different stretch, that West Florissant corridor.
So you have any plans you can share with us so far that's in the possibility?
Could you repeat that?
Do you have any plans you can share with us? Any improvements that you guys got thinking about doing?
No, not yet.
Okay. Get going, huh? Well, one of the good things, okay, we know that help us on the way, because one of the things that whole quarter right now has been really about being rebuilt, a lot of new businesses there. And when people saw on TV, they died by that. Now you don't see that anymore. It's all built up, it's all peaceful. And, and the good part about that, how are you in the county council getting, how does they work with the person, okay?
Yeah, you talk about Wesley, he's the county prosecutor. He's doing a great job. He has a program that he has set out for first offenders, getting them rehabilitated. So he has success rate with that.
Oh, yeah.
So he's doing really good.
He was just reelected also.
Yes, his inauguration is Tuesday at the county building on Central Avenue in the courtyard. So we're just excited he was reelected.
Yeah.
And then we have, go ahead.
obviously he's not aware, okay, West DeBow was also a councilman in Ferguson, Missouri.
Yes, he was he was the councilman for Ward 3 in Ferguson. And he ran for prosecuting attorney from that seat as the council person. So that was a big plus. He did a phenomenal job, and he helped with the consent decree. So he did good.
He did. Okay, so right now, okay, what about the county council executive? How are you getting along with this person?
The county executive, he's good. He's good with Ferguson. We got a meeting coming up, so he's good with Ferguson. Our county councilwoman, Retta Days, she's good. She's always in the area. She come out to different meetings, so she's good. We have a good group of people representing us in St. Louis County.
Well, see, that's a good thing is to have those relationships. Everybody's on the same page, you know. And matter of fact, county council, he just got reelected by the way. Matter of fact, he was a guest on our show back in October, right? You know, he was. We've been working together. Matter of fact, we will be sometime in the near future with him also, because he wants to in Commerce, you know, do some things in North County, and you know, and they're dealing with broadband and stuff like that. So we're excited, okay, about working with him also.
Right. It's moving forward.
So right now, Mayor Jones, as you look back, okay, what would you think would be your most happiest accomplishment that you're the most proud of?
As I look back, what would be the most happiest accomplishment that I've done thus far, and I think is the most happiest thing to me is when we cut the ribbon on the brand new park for the children in Ward 3 who've been underserved. That's the most happiest thing. They have a playground, they have a swing set, they have a shelter to barbecue and do different things. So they have a nice place to play.
You know, if you're not aware of, okay, there was a piece of land that was given to you guys early on, okay. I mean, we started fundraising for that with, I can't pronounce her name.
Phaedra from the Emerson Family YMCA.
Right.
It was a collaborative effort.
Right.
All the unions came out and put installed the playground. The Carpenter Union, they built the shelter house to be there. They did everything. Millstone Weber, the contractors that work with MoDOT, they put in the walking path. Emerson donated an easement to their land. So it was a collaborative effort, and everyone worked well together to get that park where it is today.
As a matter of fact, it actually grew in Emerson. Actually grew a little bit more, okay, when Emerson made it more available.
Right.
More accessible, I should say.
Yeah, it's more accessible. It's the land the easement that Emerson provided is more accessible. And the seniors get out there in the morning and they walk the walking path, and that's good. The people getting used to that area. And we got the land from St. Louis County just for trustee filing fees. So that was a big plus for St. Louis County to invest in the city of Ferguson in Ward 3.
And also, people are aware, okay, one of the oldest businesses in St. Louis, Emerson Electric, is sort of move around a little bit. Tell us a little about that, possibly.
Moving around?
No, I'm not moving. No, they were Emerson now is owned, they kind of sold most of the company to another company right now. And they,
Oh, Emerson, you're talking about Emerson. Well, Emerson's still going to be here for the next 5 years. They still going to be here. They sold a portion of their
right.
company to Blackstone, and Blackstone is coming in, and Emerson will still be here for 5 years. So we still talking with Emerson. So it's going to be okay.
Okay. Well, that's one thing I was concerned about, because they've been there, I mean, oh my God, for years and years.
Yeah, Emerson been there for years and years and years.
Well, I cannot imagine, I cannot imagine just going down West Ross and not seeing that sign.
Yeah, they're still going to be here for the next 5 years. They just sold a portion of their company off.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good thing to know. That was a great thing to know, because I was kind of concerned about it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
how that would affect, matter of fact, they bring a lot of jobs, a lot of tax revenue too further. Now, by the way, how is the tax revenue for the new companies coming in, the new businesses? I imagine you guys are growing, am I right?
Yeah, we are growing. And then the tax base is increasing. And so since everyone has legalized marijuana for recreational use, we'll be able to get a 3% sales tax off that, and but it's a ballot measure that has to be put on, and it's on the April 4th ballot to vote yes on the 3% sales tax that will be put on the marijuana that will be sold from the different places, legal places here in Ferguson, and we only have one.
Okay,
Yeah, we only have one, and that's Green Light on Florissant Road.
Okay, well, and so right now, another thing that's, well, it's not necessarily something that we can deal with one-on-one here. I'm talking about it. Missouri legislature, they're back in session. Okay,
yeah, they are back in session. This is their first week.
Right. And they kind of got the committees lined up, But one of the things that's being talked about is legalize gambling and stuff like that in the state of Missouri, like betting and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, they already have the boat on the Mississippi, and there's the boat on the Missouri River. And I don't think they need any more than that now. They're doing pretty good with what they have.
Okay.
And they have the casinos down in Lee, so I think we got enough.
Okay, I was wondering, because one of the things that's most wrong right now is that around Missouri, you have most of the states that have betting, and what it means actually is that people can get on football games, baseball games, and sporting events and stuff like that. And so that's a lot of revenue that's actually being lost. So I just yeah, but I think we have enough. I think so. Well, that's why I like to know, and I want everybody to have some kind of conversation about it, okay? Because it's one of the things that it failed the last time out. And I guess another thing that I'd like to get your opinion on, the last time in Gift City, they got very little done. Very little done. And so now we have a new attorney general that's picking over Eric Schmidt that's left. Well, I think didn't vote for him, put it like that up front. But he's our senator for the next 6 years, whether we like him or not. So,
yes, he is our senator, whether we like it or not. And we get a new attorney general, so hopefully the House can work across the aisle with each other and get some things done.
Mm-hmm. And also the Senate because they was also stalled. One of the things that they were all stalled about was about over redistricting. That was a major thing last year.
Everyone had to redistrict. D.C., the congressional districts had to be redistricted, the state districts, St. Louis County, all the way down to your municipalities we all had ones that needed to be redistricted will be redistrict. So, and we were one of the municipalities that needed to be redistrict. And so the council voted on it on Tuesday, January the 10th at 7 o'clock on the redistricting for the city of Ferguson.
Well, that's one day before my birthday.
Oh, okay. Your birthday on the 11th. Okay.
January 11th, I'll be all 74 years old.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Happy future birthday, January 11th.
Looking forward to it. Matter of fact, on that day, I'll be getting an injection for my neck with a broken neck and all that stuff. I'm still doing therapy for all that stuff and going to pain management. And I just been blessed, to be alive and have friends like you, like Rhea, like Scott. I don't know how this is, who have stayed with us over the years. Right now, one of the things that we're so blessed to have, okay, is like people.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by while we get Brother Ira back on the air. And you're on.
Welcome back to Lunch with the Missouri Latino Commonwealth. Have a little small technical difficulty there, but that's been ironed out. So far, we got Reverend Lyles, we got Scott, and we also have Mayor Jones from Ferguson, Missouri, and the illustrious mayor, I should say. And we also have Mr. Chuck DeBow, who is now the executive CEO of the National Latino Conference. Welcome, Chuck.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Same to you, Chuck.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here.
Well, Chuck, you remember the Mayor Jones from Ferguson, Missouri, don't you? I know you do.
Yes, sir.
Well, right now, she's been with us, for the show here, and she's going to leave in 5 minutes, okay? But Maria and Mayor Jones, since you talked to Chuck last, okay, the National Chamber of Commerce, we kind of reorganized a little bit, and I'm happy to announce that Chuck DeBow is now our new CEO of the National Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, Chuck.
Congratulations, Chuck.
Well, thank you very much. A lot of work, a lot of responsibility, and we're up to the task, and we got plenty going.
Yes. You know, and Mayor Jones, Chuck has been so busy in the last year, okay? And also, he got a birthday coming up sometime. When's your birthday, Chuck?
Pardon?
When is your birthday?
New Year's Eve.
Happy birthday, Chuck.
Related happy birthday, Chuck.
Well, thank you. I'm an older man now. A little bit wise.
Mine is coming up on Wednesday, okay? And so we all are your wife, like you just said.
Yeah.
So right now, Chuck, as a head of the National Chamber of Commerce, why don't you tell us about? Let's give us a little update for what has taken place in the last year or so. Some things that have taken place.
We've renewed a lot of relationships. We've got international initiatives are strong, alive, and thriving. We had a reception with the International Trade Administration on December 14th that was very well attended, and we had representatives from Ghana, Namibia, Kenya, South Africa,
Colombia.
Definitely, but it was. I have to kind of give you the background on it. So, President Biden has this thing that he was following up from President Obama, and it was called the U.S. Africa Leadership Summit. And they have all these African presidents come over. I think there were 44 that actually came. And they set all these meetings up for them, but the meetings are all invitational only, and they're only with Fortune 100 type companies. And there is no interaction with black business or, it may not be fair to say, but really black people. And so the Africans feel that in order to see, it's all about coming pick up your check, essentially. So each country gets about $1 billion. And you come over and you kind of go through the dog and pony show, and you got USAID, and you got State Department, and you got Prosper Africa. They got all this money, but basically they just hand in it. For me, I just say it's kind of like welfare checks. So we're gonna go over there, and we're gonna listen to whatever this man got to tell us, and we're gonna play nice, and we won't talk to no black people, but we'll get our check. But then, so some of the other agencies, such as International Trade Administration and a bunch of others, were saying like, well, we ain't gotta just drink that Kool-Aid like that. And so they said, well, National Black Chamber, would you mind co-hosting an event with us? Except we don't have no money. And so we put this thing together at the last minute, and man, it was a huge success. We had some of the fashion designers from the movie Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, and you can probably go on our website and see some of the photos from it. And out of this came a new relationship that we're building with the Department of the Navy, the U.S. Navy, in that they want to do more diverse contracting. We're building a economic development initiative that's global. We've got U.S. military is short on vegetables and produce, and we're working with some of their top contractors to provide supplies from South America to supplement what they've been getting, which wasn't enough. So there's like another, I think, $5 billion right there that's already been issued in contracts. So we talked to the contractors, and they're going to give us a chance to work with the government of Colombia, which is doing reparations via the land and giving the people that get the land something to do with that land in terms of becoming commercial agricultural producers, and we've already got the clients lined up. Then we've got a trade mission going for Costa Rica here, probably near the end of February, early March. We have an alliance with the World Conference of Mayors. They have their annual conference in Orlando, Florida, January 26th through the 27th. We're going to be rolling out our national scorecard for diversity, supply, and activities within Fortune 500 companies, as well as the government. And we're launching that at the 100 Black CEOs Roundtable Fly-In, which is February 22nd through the 24th in Washington, D.C. We're going to start a series of seminars with the International Trade Administration. We're signing a memorandum of Minority Business Development Agency. We just met with Undersecretary Ravens last week. They are putting a renewed effort to outreach to Black business. We had a call with the World Bank, Exim Bank yesterday, and they're on a road show of encouraging businesses, selected type businesses that are looking to do international export and need financing to come to some selected meetings. They're making an effort to make it known that they're welcoming and willing to do business with small business, particularly Black businesses. So that kind of gets us up to February. So there's a lot going on. I got to put a report on it. I don't want to take all half. I could go on and on, but it's stuff that's just been developing, been percolating, and we've just been in the lab, keeping our focus and keeping our head down in the trench, doing what we're supposed to be doing. And lo and behold, the stars have aligned, and people are saying, you know what, we want to work with you guys. We want to recognize what you're doing. Ira, we're coming with, you've been very involved in the Blockchain Academy. We're coming with a renewed campaign on that to get these scholarships out and to go after grants. We're going to have a grant program for all our chambers that when you see something or hear something or we see something, we have a team in place that can write it and administrate it and handle your pursuit of that. We're going to have some new technical support in electronic directory that'll be linked to our website. We'll have a marketplace. We have a bunch of stuff coming. A lot of good things. And thank you, everybody, for all your support, helping us get through the past year. And we didn't miss a beat. We didn't take vacation. We respected the holiday, but we just kept working. And we're right here. We're ready. We're in the trenches.
Well, Chuck, I know one thing that I commend you on, okay, that this has been every day there's something new, and it's been all been positive, okay, things that you can keep doing, and going in a upbeat direction, and keeping the morale up with the membership of the chambers, and everyone that's been excited about what's taking place.
Well, thank you. But Ira, this isn't so much buying a ticket and going in and being entertained. This is eat what you kill. You got to get in. You got to participate. You got to have some ideas, or at least ask some questions. And you got to suit up, dress, come to work. Let's go. The people that are with us now are with us because they were in the battlefield. We didn't necessarily put an ad in the paper and say, hey, you want to work with us? No, we went out into the battle and was just doing what we do on our own, and other people say, hey, can we team up? Can we work together? Can we do this? Can we do that? I mean, we got a strong construction piece coming. I won't mention it, but it's one of the top 3 construction companies in America. They want to do more diversity contracting. There's a thing on affordable housing that would be right up your alley, and I've been thinking about it, where they're going to build houses out of using this material that's like foam. It's kind of like, did you see this thing where they're building homes now with a 3D printer? It's huge.
I saw something about that, but I haven't got the details on it yet.
Well, the interesting point of it is like you don't have to truck in bricks and cinder blocks and build like that. it's kind of liquid, and you can make it right there on the construction site, and it's got a foam or something, and you just put a frame up there, and then put the foam in, and this thing dries like real quick. It's a much faster process. Anyway, they want to bring that into the I'm calling it the Municipal Economic Development Program, where we're showing the mayors on how to get more money from the federal government as funds that are available they didn't know about for things such as housing development, for building our inner cities and our communities, and then putting our businesses to work doing it.
Well, that's one of the things that we saw initially when down in Haiti was that you got to create the jobs, opportunity for our businesses, okay, for them to come in and to grow. Because we've been just somewhat locked out, and that's the thing that we were talking about early on, and now I'm happy to see it's coming on a larger scale. Because that's the future.
Absolutely. And I'm going to invite you and all our listeners from Missouri to meet up with us, either it be in Orlando at the World Conference of Mayors Convention, and then we'll have another thing in April is the Southeast Regional, and then we need to plan something for right there, wherever you can.
Yes.
St. Louis or Kansas City or both or whatever you want to do, but it's time to get the show on the road. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Well, I like to plan something in Kansas City right now because we got a lot of good things going on there. There's a continuation, okay, where we have been doing there, and the good thing, Chuck, after COVID-19 taking place, we come back stronger, better than ever before. That's a good thing. And that's a great thing because now people right now become more aware of the international commerce, military commerce. And we're just in the process right now, excited to start getting to work, okay, and getting things done.
Yeah, but I have to give a word of caution. Everything's not perfect. Everything is not we got a fire underneath our feet. We can't sit still. We can't stand still. We've got to do it. No. The economy is swinging in the wind. And the haves have, and the have-nots ain't getting. So you've got to get out here, and so that's why I'm being very careful about this navigation of Washington, of the nation's capital, because you get people that want to say things and tell you things and do this and do that, and then when you come out on the other side, you're like, wait a minute, you gave me a armful of gifts and resources and things, and I get out to the other side. None of my people can get through. You want to reach out to these businesses, but now you got all this crazy criteria, and you don't pick who you want. I'm like, no, we don't work like that.
No.
You don't get to come and cherry pick who's your friend or who's not your friend. Let's play it by the book, whatever rules there are. If not, then we don't need, we're not going to deal with politics. We're just going to go out here and do business with each other, which is happening. One of the biggest contracts that's ever been issued to a black company by the U.S. government was done to a young black man who's about 34 years old, has an IT company, and they gave this man an $18 billion contract for cybersecurity.
Wow, yes.
For cybersecurity. And guess what he did? He came to us and said, can he work with us? Can we help him develop some suppliers and give some of these brothers a chance that, maybe they're in a tech lab or something and need to have their own company or need to just get a contract. But they're brilliant minds and people just need an opportunity. But you're not going to get an opportunity unless somehow somebody recognizes you. Or you come, as I say, come to the party. Raise your hand, which goes right to the point now. We're going to be a little bit stricter. You're either going to have to be a member or you're going to have to opt in some kind of capacity to get to any of these resources that we're working so hard to put before you.
Oh, right. That's the thing that we've been working for quite a while. But right now, Chuck, I will say this, okay? Personally have made us an attractive opportunity for people to come to. There's no spiritual about it and to make connections, okay? and they in a position to make money, which they never had opportunity to meet before. And I think that's come through the relationship that you.
I can only say that that it takes a whole team. Maybe sometimes I got my hand on the steering wheel. Maybe sometimes I'm the one that put some gas in the tank and spank that pony and get it back out there. But it's a team, and we got some good people, and it's not perfect. We're gonna have some new faces, and some of the old faces maybe needed to take a rest. But it's all good, and we're open to work with everybody. I am absolutely reiterating that we're nonpartisan, because I got news for all y'all. Whoever you voted for, hold them accountable. Let's see, because we ain't getting much from anybody, either side of it. So it's not a winning proposition as is. Now, the fact that they talk and they're kind of hearing it, they're a little scared because they know the winds are blowing, swaying back and forth. And whether it's Democrat or Republican, a lot of us really don't care anymore because it doesn't change anything. We're not watching the program. You know what happens when you get all hyped up? We're going to take this TV show, we're going to put these subject matters and do different things in it. That's fine. You got ratings. When people turn that channel and stop watching or stop paying attention, it's off the air. It's next. And that's the reality of it now. There's money out here. There's all kinds of things going on, but let's follow it. So here's one of the other things, too, that we need to be aware of. Tell us about how successful and how diverse we are with our minority spend and our minority activity. Well, guess what? Double down stock split. There's a whole lot of white people that are minorities now.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness. What? Yeah, we got white folks that are minorities, and who's to say whether there's a test you can take to say, are you really LBGT? We got a lot of people saying, I'm a white woman. Yeah, but is your husband a white business too? And is it the same dollars go to the same house, or really to the same address on your business address? Not to say that's good or bad, but don't say what you're doing for black people and giving it credit over there as a minority. We've been diluted, and again, that's why we're coming out with the BBE certification. You heard of MBE, for minority woman owned. Well, now we got a black business enterprise certification that's coming. We've been talking to we've been talking to a lot of people about, do they feel that there's a need? Do they feel there's a recognition? Say yes, because we need to just count as accurately as we can what's really going on, so we can study the data and we can come back with the best practices or the best solutions to help everybody. It's not, we ain't crying. We ain't saying that, they're not giving the black folks a chance. Sir, are you kidding? The ones that are thriving, they didn't hear it. They don't see it like that. They just see that I've got a widget and you need to buy one, or you don't understand, but this widget will make your car go faster. Did you see this thing?
All that matters.
At the Consumer Electronics Show, they got robotic farming equipment. John Deere's out there. So they're saying they can't find enough people to work because they're fleeing from rural America, and they can't hire people to drive these tractors and do these things. So they got some that are robotic that can work at night, and they're more efficient. But some young guys that probably was a video gamer or whatever, sitting somewhere, I should say guy or gal, sat there and came up with this thing, and it's a solution for the agricultural community, because we're not able to produce enough food for ourselves, let alone don't you think China ain't already over it and on top of it. That's where everybody's over there trying to figure this African thing out. And so back to the African thing where we started, how dare you tell us we ain't supposed to be trying to do business with other people of the diaspora? That's initial reaction, but the real reaction is, hey brother, what's happening? What you need? What you doing? Maybe they all want to come over here and sell their goods and resources, or find somebody to trade with. And we want to go there and sell them, or find an opportunity and maybe invest. We have a very strong, large member now in the logistics business that is shipping 25 tons of rice a month to Ghana.
Whoa.
25 tons of rice a month. And so what is he saying? He said, man, it's a young guy too, but it's a family business, but a young guy, he says, man, there's a lot of opportunity over here. Yeah, they got all the land in the world, but they can't grow enough food yet because they got to get the infrastructure and the technical part and all that kind of thing developed. So now I got to build warehouses. I got to build infrastructure, transportation to get the product once I get it off the ship into the under the land, through the duties and customs, and through the free trade zone, and distribute it to wherever it's being sold or consumed and all that. In the process, he said, yeah, they need a few other things. I said, man, go ahead on, because that is how you get in. You become a partner with the government. We bring economic development, as in local content. We teach people how to be, not only how to be a farmer, but how to be a truck driver or a fleet of trucks, or help get this product where it's supposed to go, and then bring some product back that we're going to send back across over here. So, I you get me going. I'm blessed.
That's what I mean.
Live, it's healthy, and I appreciate everybody giving me a chance to even talk.
Speaking of that,
go ahead.
Speaking of that, we do have 3 minutes to go.
Okay. Okay, well, Chuck, the whole idea, okay, is on these Saturdays, is you give a chance to what we call express yourself, okay? And that's what we don't get enough, blacks don't get enough opportunity to express themselves and tell about what is going on, okay? There's bits and pieces. But every Saturday, I would tell you this in the past, what you bring to the table, okay, is stuff nobody knows about. Some of them may have heard about it, okay, may have heard a rumor about it, but you bring it facts to facts. And they would say,
we're bringing it to Main Street. We're bringing it to home, to here.
Right.
Here's a place. All you got to do is just push the button, send an email, ask somebody, and we're obligated for the most part to not say no. Challenge me, try and put me in a position where I got to say no. Ask for what you want, and I'm gonna tell you what it costs. But you can get it, you can do it, and if you don't have the money, we'll find a way to work it out.
You can't get no better than that.
No, and this is an army coming. It ain't just me, and it ain't just one organization alone. And you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of it. I'm just setting this thing up, Ira, so that when Denzel Washington in the movie, they were trying to say I'm a black man. Which one is it? No, it's all of us. There's no one, but you can't take me out and take a movement out. You can try it, whatever, but I'm like, man, I'm happy to sit down, because this team, these people such as yourself, such as the other entrepreneurs, such as the spirit and the intellectual capacity has never been greater. It's a beautiful day. I thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, right there, we're going to do this right this year. Okay, Rev, Scott, Chuck, DeBow, Mayor Jones, we all want to thank you. Everyone for joining us on this beautiful start of the year. They have a birthday to Chuck. Have a birthday to me next week, okay? And also to all our listeners, you need to tell a friend about the Missouri Chamber of Commerce every Saturday on Ferguson USA, hotpower.com. And Scott, what time do we have right now?
2:59, sir.
Okay. Okay. Real, have a great day. Chuck, have a great day.
We're going to circle back and talk about Ferguson, the mayor. We'll be back. Reverend, God bless you. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
you
Chuck.
too.
Congratulations on your son, by the way.
You too, Chuck.
Thank you.
On your son, congratulations on him.
Oh, yeah. A quick story. He got called up. It might have been New Year's Eve. Somebody got hurt on a minor league hockey team, but it's professional. They're in Delaware. He gets a call, says, can you be here before game time? And Johnny on the spot, he went up, had a great time, and he's been working out and playing with the team now. So, it's just one of the things that happens when God's hand is on you, is ready. So
life is good, huh?
Yeah.
Life is good. That's it. Talk to you all next week.